Hi, welcome back. It's your girl Briera, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I would like to first and foremost thank our Heavenly Parents, Mother, Father, Source of Creation, for giving me this opportunity to be here with you today. I would like to do a quick Angel Guide Oracle reading for the Scorpios. This will be an Angel Guide Oracle reading that helps to focus on your strength, heart, and guidance at this time. I would like to call on the Holy Spirit and my spirit team to please come to my side to help me deliver divine messages that is of the highest white light. Remember, these messages are general, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, so let's just jump right into your Angel Guide Oracle reading, Scorpio, and let's see what your strength is at this time and what's in your favor in the current situation. Hi, Scorpio. Scorpio strength at this time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. Crystal Skull Wisdom and Merkaba Activation. Okay. And Crystal Skull Wisdom says clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy, and Merkaba Activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. And I feel that energy. And it's, even within my own personal life, Scorpio, something crazy happened to me today. So I lost like my tooth chipped off or whatever. So it's been an emotional day just in that aspect, but on every level. So when it comes to just gaining clarity from finally making a decision, because it is true that love truly does unlock all doors. And when you truly align with the right people at the right times, then you are able to see more. You have access to more knowledge, freedom, ways of being, seeing, and doing. I don't know how else to explain it, but understanding that, the whole purpose of all of this was to just get out the healing energy to begin with, because at the end of the day, or to bring the healing energy in, but to get it out as well, because there was a lot of pain. And I do understand what sounds and frequencies actually bring. And that's why, being someone that have always seen myself as being more than just this or that, but not being able to explain that because I can't really read and math sucks. I don't really like any of the things. I'm not laughing. I feel like it's appropriate to just fill everyone in on everything and just be where we are and let it be, because I promise you, I don't want to sit here and focus on anything outside of the things that I've been focusing on. And I was getting my life together, trying to, align myself with the things that I have been manifesting to be for myself and my family. So by me separating from everyone and just focusing on everything that I need to focus on, it was working. So it wasn't like, well, what am I missing? Because I needed to separate, especially inserting myself on social media. Like, Instagram is a little too much, and I tried to do it twice. Like, I did. I'm like, I'm putting myself out there, whatever, but I'm feeling like I'm being physically attacked. And so then I left, and time passed, blah blah blah, la la la. And that's just the clarity of just being done with focusing on you know what, and I don't want to say it like that, you people, like nobody's saying you people, it's just but you are saying you people. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it's just like people in general though, like it's like too much. And I personally, that's why it's like, dang, when I do readings, I be like hoping that it's not so far broad or so personal that people can't take from it and learn from it and actually be able to direct it exactly where it needs to be, how it needs to be. And me knowing the people that I hold very dear to my heart, you had to know that I would know that they will be eventually okay. It's like I know that it's probably still, and like I said, this is probably gonna be the last time. But then something else might happen, like tonight. Happy Monday. It's 10 o'clock. We still. I pray the Lord. I wake up in the morning and still go to work tomorrow. But still, it's like those are the type of things that truly excites me, and I will stay up all night and just you know, respond because that's what we're doing. And that's what feels good more so than expecting someone to show up for you in, I don't know. Okay, in a financial way or in a sexual way or um because the emotions are running high. So it is in a passion way, in an emotional way, because that's what it is. But it's like you have to see that when we are still holding on to people, places, and things that we have to let go of, we have to see the high vibrational energy for truly what it is. And that's just what I have been really trying to do this entire time, is surrender to the divine, right? And okay, Scorpio, because you are the first one, and Scorpio was already, that's why I got up and I was just like, okay, if I'm gonna do it like that, yeah, I might as well do it like that, because I was really like, so, and shout out to our president, okay, because honestly, out of all the people in the entire world, this would be the last person I would have thought was like actually not really against Arab, but still very much, we don't know. But I don't know. Anyways, but it's just like that's where I get to this conversation, and however it flows, it is however it flows. But so it's like you have to understand the freedom that we actually do possess, because at the end of the day, you have to see the values that we already have instilled in ourselves in the past, right? So you have to see just within the last 29 years, okay? Let's just say within the last 29 years, we have already initiated certain energies and certain thought processes to be what they are. And I do see even beyond that it was already stirring up, but it really does have to be experience based, because if not, it's no way of truly entering into an atmosphere that is unknown when you don't have any experience in that atmosphere at all. So then we go back to the generations and the people before us and the beings before us and the descendants of those, and it is a big web and a big mess. But where are we in that? Where, if we are here like that, then how can we change right now? It's like that stuff is cool or whatever, but you have to understand how someone operates as an individual, so they're constantly in this energy of doing the things that excites them and that brings them love and healing to their life and the people that they truly do love and admire, right? So when they're doing these things, they are really showing the world how life is, and that's the beauty of it. So when we interpret it in a different way and one doesn't understand, well, what is the problem here? There is no problem. What could possibly be a problem with parents fighting, people divorcing, messy arrangements, disagreements, wanting to hurt one another, wanting to isolate one another. And I get it. I get the pain of understanding the lockdown energy um from, you know, just having a knowing of what it is. And that was like, the initial heartbreak of how one even got involved in it at all, because like it's just been tailored to my life the entire time. And I'm just being honest because I'm so over it that you don't even understand. So it's like knowing that someone has been, a part of my life, my entire life, has been the whole reason why I'm like, I don't really care what I'm doing right now, because I still have faith that even if I'm doing things bad, that the other half is not doing things bad, right? So even though, life is life and then things isn't for sure, I knew that what was told wouldn't happen again. And even though I don't know for sure if it happened again, my initial reaction to even seeing the names attached to something that was like family wise, and not understanding anything and just completely, you know, distraught because of just the heart. It's the heart, and that's what the Bible says, the heart will deceive you. So that's why I never try to take away from the Bible. There's a lot that I still question, and I never try to take away from the Most High source of creation, but I do see us as being the assistants. We always, and we should never get comfortable thinking that no one is above us and no capacity, even if we understand at the limits of which something gets, there's always something else. So that's why I'd be like, well, and we just, it was the initial heartbreak. And then listening to a world of people and not really ever truly understanding how it works until, you know start people, it was just. And then, yeah, we went on our quests, and and that's the thing. You shouldn't have to choose things that doesn't align with you, and it should be totally fine. You shouldn't be made to look like you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because something is off. Like, I knew something was off that entire time, but what can I say? What can I do? But I just knew, and I'm just like, so that's why it was intense, but it was better because you know you have to have love and faith, and just knowing the individual for who they truly are. And that's why I've been just like, just show up. Don't try to make it like it's something that it's not, or don't try to be something that you're not, because at the end of the day, for me, I already know what it is, but I'm like, until it is what it is, it can't be said to be what it is without knowing what it is. And like I said, when you align yourself in certain energies, it access is just granted because of the alignment. And it's not a multitude of people, and I promise you it's not more than one person. And that's where everything is like, we just need to be honest with ourselves at that point, because I don't know. So then it's like, well, what's happening? And what's the blessings that Scorpio carry in their heart? Heart of Swords, uncompassing love, unconditional acceptance, serenity. So understanding that confidence is the key to success, being open to healing information, I feel like continue to contemplate these reunions and these relationships, because at the end of the day, you never know what people are still holding on to and why they are still holding on to them, because the heart will really eat at you if you don't, really fix it or nurture it or help it or whatever. So, yeah. But I feel like it's the warm, sensible energy that someone truly do receive from your energy, Scorpio. So that's what someone truly does admire. But you know it's the honest, ambitious, creative, like, oh my goodness. And that truly is when you find that love exists everywhere, when you are able to be confident in who you are, what you are delivering, and why you are delivering it. So it's like, I don't feel like there's any type of celebration going on in the aspect of, how it's been made out to be for such a long time. And even when it comes to the presidential White House and being president and all this and all that, we are still misinterpreting that, like having a number two or a vice president and whatever. These are actual, supposed to be real life marriages that we are conquering together. We are running things together as a couple. And then you have multiple it's just, I'm here to let you know that I see each and every one of you finally. What's the guidance for Scorpio? Akashic Records, yeah. You gotta stop trying to see everything, be everywhere, because understanding that you are the same as everybody is the whole journey, is the whole message, is be yourself, align with people, and in nurture and give life. Don't hoard. I'm like, that's what it frustrated me, that one would even think that it was ever. It's the intro for me. I'm sorry, but when we start talking about people, they so, but the intro, so. And yeah, and it's and exactly that, people are that heartbroken. Okay, ooh, that's something, babe. That's something. The child is over there mad about the intro. Somebody really mad about the intro. Who is mad about the intro? Who mad about the intro? Why? And I get it. But these are grown people, guys. Like, and that's why I'm like, I take my credit. I can't even look. I can't even look. And I take my hits. I take my credit and I take my hits for what they are. and stop trying to take control over situations that have absolutely nothing to do with anyone, but truly trying to find love. Oh, but it has to do with each and every one of us. Yeah, I know. But at some point, you have to see that these people need to individually live so that we can see who is who and what is what. I don't want me to tell you who you are. Are we? It's like, I don't, if I'm telling you this is who you are, and you didn't already know that on the whole, I don't want you to. That's where I'm like, well, who was you thinking you was gonna see? Who were you thinking you was gonna meet? What is it that you all are looking for? Because if you thought you were going to see you that already had did the shit to get these thoughts, and they got people having sex with one another, making babies at 15, 14, 13, 12, putting all the energy and emotion in that, and they not even mature. Well, you don't know what's coming out of there. But I'm just saying, you gotta let it go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. And that's what someone truly did. And that's the gift of us all. That's why, honestly, if we don't start to get our mates and actually find our divine counterpart and actually internally know it on each and every level, I know something. Because I would rather live out that storyline of soulmates really leading the country rather than president and vice president, and then they have their own families. They don't know what's going on. Nobody is truly really where they need to be focused at, because at the end of the day, this is a household, not a business. But that's how Briera sees it. So that's where we all be like, what can you possibly do for me? You can't do anything for me, but you can cause problems and make me have to fix the problem. So that's what you can do for me. Fix what you done caused. What's this crystal skull wisdom here with Motor by activation? I told you it's the Four of Pentacles, holding on and feeling like it's not a juggle. It's a Two of Swords energy. Not unwilling to sacrifice. No, not unwilling, but it's hard to make a decision. Deciding to stay or go, torn between relationships and all sorts of things. That's what it is. That's what it is. Pretending there's no problem when there's truly a problem. That's what it is. That's what it is. And then, see the problem for what it is. And then for whatever the reason, I don't know what the reason is, because of the innocence of feeling like, well, doing my job and taking care of home is what I am doing as being who I am supposed to be. Well, then, so then we in the Nine of Wands, and it's all about battle to the full extent. Crystal Skull Wisdom, marked by activation. Page of Pentacles. I know, child. I I know that's not what you wanted to see, child, but it's the truth. It's the loyalty to your family that matters more than your monies, okay? It's the loyalty to the family that it matters more than the monies. When you truly are a divine one. And I'm not saying the monies and all, but you gotta understand sometimes love is better than anything. It's not even, it is sometimes. It's just the word and how I phrase certain things. And that's why music and poetry and creative writing is so beneficial, and it should just be accepted for thyself so that other people accept it too, that that's just who you are, but because of your creative writing skills. But that's not how I internally interpret it. I get very frustrated at knowing that we can do better with this and we should be already done with this. And that's where it's like, well, what is happening right now? Who's messing up? Because the last time I checked, and who is lying? Who lying? Me or her? Who lying about it just needs to be one single person. It just needs to be one single person, because then, I mean, I just, it gets deep. It gets deep. And, sometimes you got to know when to and when not to. And, and I know, and even with the things that I personally still hold dear to me that I don't share, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. And those are the things that we have to see, that yes, we can, shape shift and transfer energies and do all these things. But at the same time, by you doing that constantly, you just inevitably help the individual in whatever way possible. Because even if it takes 20, 40, 50 years from now, even in their death, over on the other side, they can see that it wasn't a waste of time and energy, and you was the problem the entire time. So that's where it gets really very hurtful. But then we see that there is no real threat or enemy. It's only us. So then what do? I don't know. That's what you got to ask for yourself. I don't know, because yeah, and that's what they were like. Especially that I couldn't even. I say, what's worse, right? Having to sacrifice, when it comes to sacrificing innocence, right? Would you rather sacrifice your innocence once you are mature enough to handle it? Or would you sacrifice your innocence when you're barely able to comprehend life in any capacity, let alone? So even if, and then let's talk about the order. Okay, years goes by and one might think that that's a key to the throne or something, and we got to do this, and the people that is physically around us is the people that should be, the one in whatever capacity mindset you might be in, right? So then you say, absolutely not. And then, well, if this is how we are, so what are we sacrificing here? And then I'm just like, ooh, and I'm just looking, and you just looking, and we just looking. And I said, Page of Pentacles. With the star and strength. It said, said, who? You know, exactly. And I already accepted my fate. I already had accepted my fate. I will be single for the rest of my existence because before a motherfucker decides to ever do this to me, you just don't know. It's just something about a motherfucker just, man, you know, just exactly. And then you be like, I don't even want to hear nothing. You think I want to hear anything? And the heart will deceive you. And that's what the Bible teaches us. To never listen to the heart. Because if the heart is saying, well, maybe, you know, this is just a moment of a disagreement and sadness and, you know, a rough patch. And just give it some time, and maybe it'll be. If you don't at least consider that, then it is what it is. But you know, you have to see that that is more to life. So, Heart of Source, the Hermit. Oh, someone. I feel like someone thought that they got the spiritual insight on something that wasn't what it was. Um, you know, I'm gonna keep things at a bay right now, okay? Because it feels right. I feel like someone is so surpassed a certain frequency and a certain level that it's not fair to constantly have to be the dictionary for everyone else when motherfuckers is sitting here toothless, got ads everywhere, looking a mess, but internally whole, but externally, whoa. And then you see over in Neverland, Five of Swords, we see where the healing energy is. Because instead of them waiting and being intertwined in themselves, just standing there, don't gotta do much, don't gotta do nothing. She ain't gotta do nothing. We just standing there. These babies and these people and these girls and boys, they all on top of each other like pancakes. Hanging everywhere. Why is they hanging everywhere? I don't know. I'm mind my business. Okay, so, and then, you know, I'm looking at this as a mother. Exactly. Oh, I'm so happy that showed up. I'm only here as the mother. I don't know how else to put it. So when I show up to places where I see my my child and you know, my vice president. Yeah, when I show up and I see myself in the vice president, right? I really only see what I'm supposed to be seeing. And coincidentally, in situations like this, and this is why even back then there was never any real like contact or like real like me searching for something or someone from something else outside of what I already knew, based off of me knowing the need that I needed from the individual, and it wasn't between the legs or but it's this whole cleaning up situation. I am Briera, and I don't really know how to speak to everyone, right? So I'm like, I can't be, and I'm trying to clean my home or our home, however you want to say. That's why I gotta be, because it has to be the love. Because if it's not the love, we are not seeing how much we have and why we have it. Because we want to be loving and looking in everybody else's stuff. And the only time we should be looking and intervening is when we are seeing a pattern that might be trickling down through whatever generation or whatever city or whatever state they are in. That's the only time it should really be focused upon. But, and then, child, we over it. Oh, look, I just cut the deck. We over it. But what was the conversation? Yeah. So that's why it's like, this person, it had to be this person specifically, because otherwise I would never have gotten my children. And Bria's interpretation again. And then so we went, and he's talking to the child. I'm seeing him talking to the child, as if we are there to get him, or it wasn't like get him, but just kind of pitch our, like, this is who we are. Love us, hate us. Do you want to come with us? I don't know. Do you not? I don't know. So that's kind of what it was. I don't know how else to explain that without it being like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I don't like to even, like, so but that was the hermit, maybe you didn't receive a spiritual enlightenment that on the situation that you thought you did, because maybe it's really not that. And it's like, oh, well, if that means that's that, and then that's that, and then that's where it gets all, and it's like, what do you have to do? Oh, now I need to go pay to get the stew fixed. So we got to pay to get the stew fixed. The hermit with death and rebirth. And the Seven of Pentacles. With the High Priestess, yep. Because that one too. And it's always, they do want to be the victims. And that is where I got so upset with the individual, because knowing just who I am and what I am and why I am, it don't take all that. It don't take all that even a little bit. So by me not, and this is at the beginning state of like realizing, but not like, it's just like, and then yeah, that happened, and it was just like, so, but it was like they should have, and I'm like, I will never listen to another thing that's coming out, because why? When you have an involvement with having someone, or the threat of putting it out there that someone should get removed from earth when they have a whole entire family to take care of, says more about who you are than it does me. And if it's not true, then that's totally fine. But that is what it is, because it felt like, who is the highest of the high when it comes to it, and that right there. And then it's like, oh, well, what is the, and it was like, oh. So, yeah, because it's like, well, what do you think we're doing this for? Exactly. Like I said, it was the initial heartbreak that started all of this, and then getting all drunk. And I mean drunk. And thinking some shit is a good idea. And I said, well, can you please teach me how to be just like you? Can you teach me how, when a motherfucker that don't know nothing about nothing. Be able to look over to your energy and see you got a whole shit waiting on motherfuckers to come. Can you teach me how to do that? So sorry. What's this Akashic Records? Clearing old stories, past lives, releasing this hold or whatever false freedom one might feel like they have. Y'all need to be more grounded. Make time for those around you so that you can see the beauty of what it is and what it's not. You have to deal with the challenges as they come, though. And that's the guidance, Scorpio. That's the guidance, Scorpio, is to deal with the challenges as they come. You know, it's the creative, warm feeling, that coziness that someone does truly get from your energy. And that's why they be always lingering, trying to be all up in your bushes and all sorts of stuff, because it's true and it's loving and it's all. But yeah, I definitely feel like tighter is best, because at the end of the day, it's like we are way beyond a certain mindset and a certain aspect of life that it don't even matter what it is and what it's not. It matters who you are as an individual and what your true intentions are. And if you are truly divine, like love and light, making sure that things are what they are, but like, let's not interfere with the process of the mind, because the mind is the mind. And I've been obsessed with the mind my entire life. So it's like, because that's who I am. Like, I don't really like to speak out loud. Oh, why don't you like to speak out loud? I don't really like to do. Oh, why don't you like to do? I don't really know it. Why am I in Anna's room? This isn't mine. Oh, this definitely isn't mine. No, that is a great movie. But yeah, see, and then those are the type of memories, and it's like, we can do even more. And then it's like, try to, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, the Five of Pentacles with the Three of Swords. So yeah, that's the guidance to just love, understanding that love unlocks everything, but love can truly lock everything, right? Because you can truly lock yourself away from love if you don't truly accept and embrace every part of who you are. And that's the beauty of it. So I truly do hope something resonated with you, Scorpio. Nine one one. No. Oh no. No. Round and round, here we go again. Same old stuff never ends. So that's the song, but you know, we are guided, and you live your life, baby. Don't ever, please. If just that is the, what is it, most ridiculousness, world's funniest videos, Tosh.0, bitch. Who else? Motherfucker. Who else do the people that might feel like they are influenced to do some shit try to do some shit, okay? I say don't try this at home ever. Never ever, don't ever do what you are seeing Briera do, because I don't know what the results will be for you. I know what the results will be for me because of who I am. Now, I can't say I know anything about you and who you are and how things will go, but I'm telling you, by you being attached to me, well, it only can be good because it, but you know, sometimes you have to see me look. Does it look really bad? Let's look. Sometimes you gotta see me looking away. You might find a hair of mine somewhere. What the fuck? And then silence. Okay, Scorpio, I'm gonna let you go. I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I do love Scorpio Collective. Okay, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I am sending you peace, love, and light. And until next time.